last year, the Rams won the Super Bowl after building a team that wasn't exactly unbeatable. You know, they it was close in the divisional round, it was close in the conference championship, and it was close in the Super Bowl. But they were able to defeat the Cincinnati Bengals, a team that I had winning just 3 games last year. And they won 7 more, proved me all the way wrong, even with a bad offensive line, and rode it all the way to the Super Bowl. Football is back this Thursday. And of course, we have to do a prediction show. And of course, with the prediction show, we are going to do ESPN alert. Should probably put that on silent. We are going to do the same thing we did last year, predicting all the divisions, predicting the amount of games all 32 teams will win, the divisional round, the wild card round, the conference championships, and the Super Bowl. We're going to predict all of that. There are teams that are probably going to shock you, teams that are probably going to disappoint this year, but that's just part of sports, and that's what makes sports what it is. So without further ado, let's get into it. So because I don't want this video to be too long, we're just going to hop right into it and give all of our predictions. And we're going to start things off in the AFC South, predicting that division. Last year, you had the Tennessee Titans win the division, I believe, for the second year in a row. But this year, I'm going to take the Indianapolis Colts to win the division at 11-7. I'm going to take the Jags to have a big improvement and go 7-10. And I got the Titans falling at 7-10 also, and the Texans will not be a very good team. They're not going to be good. They're going to be in a hunt for that #1 overall pick in the draft. And in the AFC North last year, the winner was the Cincinnati Bengals. Surprisingly, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens were like 8-3 at the top of the conference before the injuries finally caught up to their quarterback. You know, every injury they was just dealing with. It finally caught up to Lamar, and he had to shut it down for the rest of the season. They finished 8-9. Let's see. The Browns had a disappointing year, and the Steelers were able to sneak in the playoffs. But this year, I'm going to take the Ravens to win the division. Of course, we predict this assuming everyone will be healthy. But, of course, like we always say, the unfortunate part about sports in general is that injuries are part of the game. So I'm going to take the Bengals to go 10-7. I got the Browns. I don't think they're going to be able to overcome Deshaun Watson's suspension. So I'm going to take Cleveland to finish 7-10. And I got the Steelers also in the hunt for that #1 overall pick. I got them finishing 3-14. And going to the AFC East, last year the Bills won the division for the second year in a row. The Patriots were able to make the playoffs. The Dolphins, I believe, was 9-8. I think they started really poor and finished strong at 9-8. The Jets, of course, they have currently the longest playoff drought in the NFL. They haven't been since 2010 when they lost to the Steelers in the AFC Championship. But this year, I'm taking the Bills to three-peat in the division at 13-4. I got the Dolphins finishing 10-7. I just don't know about the Patriots situation, the offense and things like that. Belichick experimenting with it, putting Patricia and Judge, or it's just a lot of confusion over there. So I'm gonna take the Patriots to regress this year and finish 7-10 in that division. And I got the Jets finishing 6-11. I think they'll be a little bit of a better team than they were last year. And then we go to the AFC West. Going to the AFC West, Chiefs won the division last year. They started slow, 3-4, but they were able to finish, I believe, 12-5. The Raiders also had, the Raiders could have very well much have been a 1 seed in the conference and, throughout the NFL. You talk about losses to the Giants, the Washington, losses to who else? The Bears, blown out by the Chiefs twice. If they win just one of those games, think about that. So they still won 10 games last year, and could have very much well have won 14. They also went through the Henry Ruggs situation to John Gruden, but they did add Devontae Adams, and they are a much better team last year. And the success, like I always say, the success that the Bengals had last year could have very much have been the Raiders had they, they could have completed that drive, tied it, went into overtime and won it, and they could have been the Bengals last year. You never know. But this year, I think you also got the Chargers who finished. I think they had a winning record as well, but they were not able to get in, losing to the Raiders the last game of the season, and the Broncos added Russell Wilson. But I believe the Chiefs are going to win this division again. The last time the Chiefs didn't win this division, Peyton Manning was on the team. It was 2015. And the Chiefs have won it 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And this year be the 7th straight division championship if they were to win it. But I got them finishing 12-5 and winning the division. They have Patrick Mahomes, so I'm not going to write them off. And you can tell that this is a tough division by the amount of time I've spent talking about it compared to the other 3 divisions. But I got the Raiders finishing 11-7, second place. I'm not picking against Kansas City until someone does it. If someone does it this year, then I'll pick against the Chiefs in 2023. But I got the Chargers finishing 10-7, Raiders 11-7. I believe I said that. Chargers 10-7, and I just don't see it with the Broncos. I don't see what everybody else is seeing, but I guess that's what the season is for us to see, and we will see. But I got them finishing 6-11. Every team in this division is not going to have a winning record, even though on paper they should, or people think they will. But I got the Broncos as the odd team out, finishing 6-11. So those are our AFC predictions. Time to move on to the National Football Conference, the NFC. And we're going to start things off in the NFC North. I got the Packers, who made it to the playoffs last year, the 1 seed. Rodgers won MVP. They were also a 1 seed the year prior. They also had a top seed in 2019. So they've had a bye week 3 years in a row and no Super Bowl to show for it. But of course, they will win the Aaron Rodgers Invitational, aka the NFC North. Green Bay is going to win this division at 12-5. I think the Vikings will bounce back and they will go 9-8. A lot of people like the Detroit Lions this year, but just like the Chiefs are the team, just like the Packers in this division as well, you got to do it for me. In order for you to believe it, you got to show me. If you're telling me that the Lions are that much better to where they should be taken serious as playoff contenders, they've been so bad over, just historically since I've been alive, they have to prove it. They have to show me. And in 2023, I'll pick them to do something. But I got them going 6-11, and I just feel so bad for Justin Fields and that behind that offensive line. I got the Bears going just 4-13, also in the hunt for that one spot in the draft. NFC West, of course, this is a division where the Super Bowl champion came out of last year. 3 teams from this division made it to the playoffs. The team that was in 4th place won actually 8 games. They didn't make the playoffs, the Seahawks, but the Seahawks will not be a good team this year. They're in rebuild mode. I got them going 3-14, but I looked at these teams' schedule, and it looks like they're going to beat up on one another. And I just got the Rams going 10-7. I got them going 10-7. It's a winning record, but for what they have and what they did last year, they should be better. But I think they'll go 10-7. I think it'll be a bit of a Super Bowl hangover, but not enough to keep them out of the playoffs. I got the Cardinals going 9-8. Again, the schedule looked tough. And I got the 49ers also going 9-8. But in the Seahawks 3-14. But the thing about these is, of course, the teams I have winning the divisions are going to make the playoffs. So in a little bit, which is not far off, we're going to get to the teams that are going to be in the playoffs. So with both these teams 9-8, which one of these teams are going to make the playoffs? Because one of them will be out. And you'll see that as we go further along. Going to the NFC East, NFC Least, whatever you want to call it. The Cowboys won this division last season. What were they? 11-7? Well, they won the division. The Eagles finished second, and they were able to get in as a wild card. This year, I think things are going to be different. I think things are going to be much different this year. They're going to flip positions. I think the Cowboys are going to finish second in the division this year. I got the Eagles winning this division at 11-6. I got the Cowboys going 9-8. I just don't see the offensive firepower to keep them in the consistent win column, but I do think that Dak has enough to carry them to a mediocre winning record. But will they make the playoffs at 9-8? Because we have two teams we just reeled off, three teams actually, that also have going 9-8. I got the Commanders going just 7-10, and the Giants will be 5-12. And look, just like the Bengals did last year, I'll call it right now, since the Bengals did this last year when I had them winning just 3 games. If there is a team that's going to surprise us that we think are going to be really, really bad, well, I wouldn't consider it really, really bad, but a team that we think are going to be bad, I would throw the Steelers in that category as a team that could surprise us. I got them going 3-14, but I'm also going to say the Giants. I think the Giants will surprise us as well, but I got them going 5-12. Just remember, I called it first if they do make the playoffs or win 9 games. NFC South, my division, the division where my team plays in, the Carolina Panthers. Of course, you've seen my last 10, however many videos. I've been talking about the Panthers as we prepare for this season. So we are here in the NFC South, where this is, also predicted to be one of the best divisions in football. I think it comes down to the NFC West, the NFC South, and the AFC West, the top 3 divisions in football as a projection. This is going to be controversial. Of course, I think everyone knows where I'm going with this. It's going to be controversial. If you guys see this video, please leave a comment about what I'm about to do here. Not just with this division prediction, but just the postseason as well. Last year, Carolina went 5-12. The year before that, they went 5-12. In 2019, they went 5-12. 5-5. I'm just glad they didn't win 6 games all 3 of those years, because then I'd probably not be a fan anymore. But anyway, the Falcons were not really good last year. I think they won 7 games. The Saints, after their quarterback got injured, they ended up going 8-9. The Bucks, of course, 13-4, won the division. This season, man, I'm just feeling it. I'm just feeling it for this season. You saw my videos. If not, go back and take a look. I know everyone else doesn't see it because we're just the Panthers. We're the Carolina Panthers. When it comes to comparing us to the Dallas Cowboys, Pittsburgh Steelers, Denver Broncos, New England Patriots, historically, we have nothing on those teams. Green Bay Packers. So no one's watching us. We know that last year we had no offense. We ran McCaffrey into another IR season, injury reserve. But this year is different. This year is different because we rebuilt the offensive line. The Bengals made it to the Super Bowl off a horrible offensive line. We have the receivers. We have the running back. We have the quarterback who no one believes in but me and Skip Bayless. We have the quarterback. So why not us? When we did it in 2015, no one saw it coming. 15-1, went all the way to the Super Bowl, didn't win it, disappointing, I get it. But who saw it coming? I could have went up to anybody and been like, hey, I bet you any amount of money, Panthers will start this season 14-0. Cam will win MVP. Panthers go to the Super Bowl. Anyone would have taken me up on that bet. So why not the Panthers this year? With everything the Buccaneers are going through, and I know that, it's not too drastic, the whole Tom Brady thing. Why not the Panthers? Why not us? I mean, if I've been telling you all this time, I think they're going to the playoffs. Why wouldn't I just pick them to win the division? Which is what I'm going to do. I got the Carolina Panthers winning the NFC South. I got them winning 11 games, and I think this will be the year we win a division for the first time since 2015, first playoff appearance since 2017. But I do got the Buccaneers because they have Tom Brady, and go back to the Lions and Packers and Chiefs. I gotta see it to believe it. So I still have them going to the playoffs, but I think Brady is back for one purpose and one purpose only, and that is to put over Baker Mayfield. Baker will be the guy to take out Brady, win this division. Bucks will go 10-7. They're probably split in the regular season, Bucks and Panthers. And I know y'all thinking, y'all not even better than the Saints, Carolina. You're probably not better than the Falcons. But we are, and we will be. I believe. I don't just believe. We have the talent. We have the talent. And I wouldn't be saying this if I didn't think they could do it. I wouldn't be saying it. I would tell you, hey, the Panthers are going to be trash this year. If I really thought they would be trash. But I'm telling you, the Carolina Panthers are going to win this division. 11-6. Buccaneers, 10-7. Saints, a repeat of 8-9. Falcons, 2-15. And they will most likely be the team that gets that number one pick. But watch Atlanta this thing up, Falcon this thing up by winning a game that cost them the number one overall pick. Just watch they do it. But anyway, those are all of our division predictions, all 8 divisions and every record predicted. And now that the regular season is over, it's time to head over to the playoffs. Playoffs? We're here in the postseason. And of course, we have 7 playoff spots in each conference. Again, I've been here a little while, so let's just go through these. You guys have seen where I stand with this, so it's probably not hard to tell where I'm currently still going, where I'm going to head to. I got the Bills as the 1 seed in the AFC. I got the Ravens as the 2 seed, Chiefs as the 3 seed. I'm taking the Colts to be the 4 seed. Raiders will be the 5 seed, Chargers 6, Cincinnati 7. So that means that the Miami Dolphins will miss out on the playoffs again with a winning record. It'll be 3rd year in a row if they do so. And I believe that's about it. That's the only team with a winning record that I have missing the postseason. Stop texting me. So yeah, those are my predictions for the AFC. And for the NFC, I have the Green Bay Packers as the 1 seed for the 3rd year in a row. Carolina will be the 2 seed. Don't at me. Eagles will be the 3 seed. Rams will be the 4 seed. Bucks will be 5. Vikings will get that 6th spot over the 49ers and the Cardinals. And the Cardinals would get that 7th spot over the 49ers. Over the 49ers, yeah. So I got the Niners missing out on the playoffs, and I know, man, I'm going to hear it. I'm going to hear it. So yeah, those are my 14 playoff teams, and now that we have our standings, let's not waste time. Let's go to the wild card round. And in the AFC, I have the Baltimore Ravens defeating the Cincinnati Bengals. And this will be sort of a revenge game because the Bengals hung 40 on the Ravens twice last year. They beat them out for the division. And as much respect as I give the Bengals for what they did, I still have the Ravens in the Super Bowl last year. And had Lamar not got injured, I think they would have very much will have been there. But Baltimore will get their revenge in the wild card round of the AFC. I got the Chiefs beating the Chargers in the wild card round, and I got the Raiders beating the Colts in Indianapolis in the wild card round as well. Now in the NFC, look, I got the Panthers winning division. We're not going to stop there. Remember 2015. I got the Panthers beating the Cardinals in the wild card round. I got the Eagles beating the Vikings. And I got the Buccaneers beating the Rams. So you know what I'm setting up here. Bucks beat Rams in a rematch of last year. And in the divisional round of the AFC, let's just keep going. I got the Bills beating the Raiders. in the divisional round, the Raiders will probably be favorites. I bet you this game, if this happens, it'll be a really close game where the Raiders had it. And next year, that'll set them up to be Super Bowl favorites in Las Vegas where they play. And I got the Ravens beating the Chiefs. And the Ravens and Bills will play in the divisional, in the AFC Championship. In the NFC, I got the Packers coming off the bye week to beat the Eagles. And I got the Panthers beating the Buccaneers in the third meeting of the season for the two teams. Baker will beat Brady. Brady puts Baker over. Baker starts to build this season. The only question is he going to re-sign with us? I mean, after what I'm about to predict, and if it comes true, why not? Anyway, in the conference championship, this is a tough one, man, because the Bills, it's like if not now, then when? Because they had it last year. They gave up a score in like 13, 12 seconds or something like that. And then the Ravens, on the other hand, the team I had in there. But the Bills, I think, is the favorite, everyone's favorite to do it. But I'm going to stick with Baltimore. I got Lamar Jackson going to the Super Bowl, representing the AFC. And I got Panthers versus Packers. Again, if I pick them to get this far, why stop now? Because we all know Aaron Rodgers, past the NFC Championship game, he ain't doing that. So I got the Panthers beating the Packers in the NFC Championship game. That means the Panthers will play the Ravens in the Super Bowl. And look, if I pick the Panthers to get this far, why stop now? The Ravens are a team, I don't know, I guess you can call them a secondary team. I don't have the same emotional attachment as I do with the Panthers, but I do like the Ravens. I've liked them since 2008 when they drafted Flacco because I wanted Carolina to get him, and I've just been, a secondary fan of them ever since. But the Panthers are my team. That's the team, that's the one team I root for that has never won a Super Bowl, and I'm going to take them to win the Super Bowl over the Baltimore Ravens. And if you want a final score, I will give you a final score. It'll be a shootout. 38 Panthers, 35 Ravens. Carolina wins Super Bowl. Those are my predictions. Thank you guys for taking this time to hear me out. I had to get these in before the season started. So I appreciate it. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. And if you leave a comment, be nice, because I know a lot of you aren't going to like this. But that's how I feel.